This past Christmas Eve, ESPN and MLB insider Jeff Passan dropped the classic Passan bomb on baseball fans. The tweet read, "First baseman Josh Bell has been traded from the Pittsburgh Pirates to the Washington Nationals," a source tells ESPN. Two young pitchers headed back to Pittsburgh. This trade came out of absolutely nowhere, and the reaction from Nats fans seemed to be resounding excitement. The Nationals had just given their lineup, which was absolutely abysmal in 2020 outside of Trey Turner and Juan Soto, an immediate boost by acquiring the slugging switch-hitting first baseman from the Pirates, fleecing them for one of the last MLB caliber players left on their roster. If you're not too familiar with Josh Bell, let's get to know the Nationals' new starting first baseman. Bell was selected in the second round with the 61st overall pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 2011 MLB Draft. He was a highly touted prospect in the Pirates system, and he made his MLB debut during the 2016 season, in which he slashed .273, .368, .406 with a .775 OPS, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs, and a 112 WRC plus in his rookie season. The next 3 seasons as the Pirates' everyday starting first baseman, Bell would go on to put up some average to good numbers at the plate, but not the numbers that he was advertised to put up as a top prospect. However, in 2019, Josh Bell had his coming out party. He put up some pretty astonishing numbers at the plate, including a slash line of .277, .367, .569 with a .936 OPS, 37 homers, 116 RBIs, and a 135 WRC plus. These numbers earned Bell his first ever National League All-Star selection and was in the early conversation for National League MVP after an incredible first half of the season. However, further diving into Bell's career 2019 season, it can be seen that the majority of the damage he did was actually in the first half of the season, whereas in the second half he essentially fell off a cliff. In the first half of the 2019 season, Bell slashed a red-hot .302, .367, .648 with a 1024 OPS and 27 homers, 84 RBIs, and a 154 WRC plus. Along with those 27 homers, he had 30 doubles and 3 triples to give him 60 extra base hits in just 88 games. Pretty absurd stuff. However, in the second half, Bell cooled off quite a bit, slashing only .233, .351, .429 with a 780 OPS, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs, and a 101 WRC plus. So overall, it was a very, very good season for Bell, but most of these big numbers came from his incredible first half performance. So this then brings us to 2020, which absolutely sucked, so naturally Josh Bell did as well. In 57 games in 2020, he slashed an unimpressive .226, .305, .364 with a .669 OPS, nice, with 8 home runs, 22 RBIs, and a below-league average 77 WRC+. Although it was an abbreviated season, it was by far the worst season in Bell's career thus far. So you might be wondering, why would the Nats be interested in acquiring Bell coming off such a dreadful season? Well, the main reason is because we all saw what he was capable of with his MVP caliber first half of 2019 performance. Bell also noted after being acquired by the Nats that he believes his struggles could have stemmed from the lack of in-game video during the 2020 season due to COVID restrictions that did not allow him to make mid-game adjustments to his swing or approach. This makes a lot of sense, as this was a season where we saw many players that have a track record of being solid struggle mightily, including 2018 NL MVP and 2019 NL MVP finalist Christian Yelich. It's hard to put stock into a shortened 2020 Mickey Mouse season, as some will call it, but it is also hard to ignore the fact that Bell has not been the player he was since that first half of the 2019 season where it seemed that he could not be stopped. So what should the Nats and Nats fans be expecting out of Josh Bell this season? Can he return to first half MVP form? Will he be a bust like in 2020? Will he be somewhere in the middle? Let's think about it. Josh Bell was hitting in an egregious Pirates lineup these last 2 years with little to no major league talent around him, and he was tasked with being the guy in that Pirates lineup. Coming to Washington, he doesn't need to be the guy anymore, as he'll most likely be hitting behind one of the best hitters in baseball in Juan Soto. If Bell finds solidarity somewhere between his first half of 2019 and 2020, where he's giving the Nats an OPS in the 800s and 30 to 35 home runs, I think many would agree that it was a successful trade for the Nats. He also comes with 2 years of control, so if he has a great year in 2021, he's back for 2022 to hopefully do it again. The Nats also barely gave anything up to acquire him, trading away starting pitcher Will Crowe, who had a rough first stint in the majors at the age of 26, as well as young pitcher Eddie Yean, who has upside but is so far away from the majors and would not be helping the Nats anytime soon. It seems safe to say that the Nats most likely won't be missing any of those two guys down the line, especially if Bell returns to form in these next 2 years, with him only making $6.35 million in 2021. So overall, I think the Nats made a good deal here, and I believe that Bell will actually be a nice addition to the lineup. The question remains which Josh Bell we're going to get, but hopefully having access to in-game video back and working with hitting coach Kevin Long will help Bell become a force in this Nationals lineup. First base has long been a place where the Nats have had question marks, and it is fair to say that Bell could be a question mark as well. But anyone would agree that he's a significant upgrade over the disappointing Eric Thames that struggled ridiculously with the Nats in 2020. Here's to hoping that the Nats found their guy.